Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Culture Study Podcast. I don't even know what episode number this is, actually. But yeah, we're back after a 3-month hiatus. We are back. The last podcast episode we had was actually like a New Year's special that I did with Dre from JREKML and Nathan from Internet's Nathan. And then I took a break because I couple things. I wanted to reevaluate the podcast. And also I just was not enjoying doing it because I was just talking to myself out loud. And I talked about this before, but I needed a co-host. So, for a while I kind of considered a lot of different people, but ultimately I fell on my friend Quinn. Quinn, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Quinn. I've done podcasts, what was that, like 3 years ago? I think, yeah.
Nearing 4 years.
Yes.
It'll be 4 years. It'll be 4 years this year, but at the end of this year.
Yeah. So
about 3 years.
It's been a while, so it's good to be back on doing these podcasts again.
Yeah, and if you're new, you might be like, back?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Back in the day, it used to be more than just me on the channel. And Quinn was there for a brief period, and Quinn and I think the very first podcast, I think the second podcast, because, doing the Culture Study Podcast right now, this is like my 6th time trying to do a podcast. But I think on my second attempt, because my first attempt I tried to do alone as well, and on my second attempt I brought you in, and then I brought our other friend Toby in. Yep. And then we had like a good 12 episodes.
Yeah, we did do a lot. It was pretty consistent.
We did a consistent 12-week run, and then we actually went to Korea, and then after that, just never picked the podcast back up again. But yeah, Quinn's gonna be my co-host. I experimented a lot this year with trying to find a co-host, and ultimately, do you know what the most important factor was for choosing you above anybody else?
No, that's why I was wondering. I was like, me? You want me?
Yeah. So, there's a lot of people I considered. I think my first initial go-to was Desi,
yeah.
Right? Desi and I were pretty close, and we talk a lot, and when we have a conversation, like, we can get into a conversation, Desi and I. Like, we can keep each other talking for hours. But back earlier in, I was about to say this year, but wow, it's already 2021. So back in 2020, when I first started, I tried doing a podcast with Desi called Soul and Spirits, which was going to be like a drinking based podcast.
Yeah.
But with my busy schedule and Desi, trying to schedule something with Desi is difficult. Desi, how do I describe Desi? Desi's a really good guy.
Yes,
but
he is.
It is a gamble on whether or not Desi is going to show up. Either show up or show up on time. Desi was late a lot, or late often. Or sometimes miraculously, like, he'll be exactly on time. But in general, it was always hard coordinating with Desi. So ultimately, and especially with the pandemic, I knew that it would be even harder to schedule like something online with Desi. Like, I knew that'd be harder because if you ever hang out with Desi, you're gonna notice this thing is whenever he gets a text or a phone call, he immediately ignores it. That's like his default go-to.
It does take a while for him to reply.
Oh yeah, Desi replies really, really slow. Like, Desi will pick it up and then put it down. And I do that too, but usually it's because I'm in the middle of something, or like I'm busy, or like something, right? I'm like, okay, I'll answer this person later. But then Desi will
forget.
Desi ignores it just because he's like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Like, he literally said, like, yeah, somebody will call him and he's like, I don't want to talk to you. And then he puts it down, and I'm like, who was that? They're like, yeah, it's my best friend or something like that. But like, that's just how Desi is, apparently. And because of that, I knew it'd be difficult. But with Desi and with anybody else, ultimately the biggest reason why I fell on you is because you're the most responsible person I know. That sounds like, I realize that sounds like the lamest reason to pick somebody, but you're the most responsible person I know, and I want somebody who's going to, generally show up on time, right?
Yes.
I want someone who, when we coordinate and we pick a date, you're generally gonna show up, and I don't have to worry about you not showing up.
Yeah. Because if I do, I'll let you know. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna be a little late or something.
Yeah. Exactly. Desi's not that kind of a person. Like, Desi will not tell you that he's late unless you ask him where he is. He'll be like, it'll be like 5 minutes to meeting, and it'll be like, yo, are you on the way? And he's like, yo, I just woke up right now, hold on. like that's how he is. Yeah. But you're very responsible, and also like Quinn is very steeped into K culture. Quinn listens to a lot of K music for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, how many years has it been? How many years have you been listening to K-pop music?
When did DaySix debut? Was that 20?
I'm gonna say 2015,
right?
2015 or 2016.
That was when I started getting into K-pop. It was DaySix, so 2015.
Yeah. So Quinn is very well versed on K culture. She's been to Korea.
I have.
With me.
Yes, that was super fun.
And she listens to a lot of groups. You at least check stuff out.
I
you know
do,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like, yeah, rather than like people who like stick to like, you don't just stick to DaySix only listen to DaySix. You at least like, oh, this new thing came out. So you tend to check most things out.
Yeah, and I expand from like outside of K-pop and listen to like R&B, indie, and all that hip hop stuff.
Yeah. She also, that's another thing. She also listens to the more nuanced stuff that I don't listen to. I catch so much flack every time I say that I don't like R&B.
Yes, you do. I remember that.
Oh my god. But
you only like B2B's R&B stuff, right? No.
Well, I mean, they do
ballads. Sorry, that was the ones. Yeah.
I catch shit when I say I don't like ballads, but I catch more shit when I say I don't like R&B. I think there are way more R&B fans.
I think so. Yeah.
Fans. I'm also like even right now, I'm kind of debating whether or not I should release this video. I just filmed a video for I Am from Monsta X.
Okay.
Did you see his solo debut?
I don't know if I watched the music video, but I listened to it.
Right. So the song's very R&B, right?
Yeah.
It's called God7.
Yeah.
It's a very R&B song. And at the end of it, I was very frank. I'm like, this is not my type of music.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't like this, but not because I Am was bad or anything. I realized this is just a purely me type thing, you know? But also, like, I also liked the music video. So, like, I don't know. It's like, do I release this video? Because I don't like the song, so I don't talk about the song, and I'm very open that I don't like the song. But do I also not release the video? Because whenever I don't release a video for an artist, people just automatically jump to, oh, so you hate this person now, right?
Yeah.
Like that's immediately like, oh, so you hate I Am because you didn't react to this the moment it came out, and it's just like, it's timing,
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't like it. Is there any genre that you don't like in particular?
Country.
Like there's country.
Music.
What's wrong with country?
I don't know. It's
our nation's pride.
Some country songs are okay, but others are like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just too much. I don't know.
Too much nothing.
Like,
oh, coming for the country fan. No, I like a little country.
Like country rock is like, I could listen to that.
Oh.
Maybe. I'm trying to think. I'm very bad with genres, so I don't know which
I don't like country music that has nothing to say, like especially like talking about dirt roads and beer and I don't know. It's like country music and rap have and rap music actually have like weird crossovers where like they both talk about like cars, like country music talks about their pickup trucks, and then rap music talks about like sports cars and stuff, and then country music talks about drinking, like they talk about like drinking beer and stuff, whereas rap music talks about
Like
drinking.
party kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Girls.
other, and and both talk about girls constantly. I feel like country music and rap have like a nice little overlap. Maybe that's why Lil Nas X took off.
Good point.
Yeah, but Quinn is here to provide. She's like a sounding board for me to bounce off of, and so I don't feel like I have to try so hard. It's more like a natural conversation that we can have, rather than just me just like, I don't know, improving into the air. And it felt like after every episode of filming the podcast, I just felt really tired.
Probably drained, huh?
Yeah, because it required so much energy to do that. So I'm glad you're here, Quinn.
Thank you for inviting me.
Quinn, of course. Quinn's going to be our co-host. And of course, if you want to support the podcast, consider visiting our Patreon. That's going to be patreon.com/formatherapy, or you can do direct donations to our PayPal. That's in the description of our videos. Usually I don't plug that, but this podcast setup was really expensive.
Yeah. It's pretty fancy.
Well, it's not just that it's fancy. Quinn and we're both recording this, and the quality, hopefully Quinn's audio quality turns out okay, because we were doing some testing and we had issues at first. But I understand that the clean auditory experience is very important. For me, I hate listening to garbage audio. And so that was very important for me. Like whichever co-host I found, I knew I was going to have to get them their own setup, and it would have to be a setup that matches mine, because I also, this is a pet peeve, but like I get annoyed if like even the mic quality is different. And so I couldn't just, get you like a Snowball USB Yeti mic or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I got Quinn like a full decked out mixer. I got her a studio mic and everything. All around, that studio studio setup cost $1,300 just for Quinn's setup. Like I already had my setup, obviously. So, any kind of support would be appreciated. That would be very nice. I also was playing with the idea of whether or not our podcast should be video, but
maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future. We're gonna keep it to audio, because one, we're doing this remotely. Quinn and I are doing this remotely, just to be safe, pandemic wise. But also, I live in another.
Yeah, I was like,
now.
even if you were like, there was no pandemic, I'm not driving all the way.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah. In fact, I feel like we're at a point in the pandemic now where I would actually feel comfortable doing a podcast with you in person. Yeah. Like we would be separated. We would be like across the table, like 6 feet apart, or like even more. Like I would feel comfortable doing that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it'd be okay. But yeah, we physically don't live in the same state anymore. So I knew I would have to get you your own setup. So yeah, if right now we're doing just audio podcasts, but video podcasts, I do want to do it in the future. But again, that would then require me getting
a camera for me.
the same setup for Quinn. And just for the podcast alone, it's probably going to be like, cheapest I can think is like $1,600.
For the camera?
For everything. So the camera body would be like $1,200, lens would be like $100, $200, and then a tripod, and then that's it. But then you also have to learn how to do it, and then you gotta like send me the footage, and then I gotta edit it together, and then the podcast becomes a whole ordeal. Yeah. And it becomes much more difficult to produce and a lot more time consuming. And I'm very busy, and I have very limited time right now as it is. So maybe in the future, and I think if we ever do that, I will probably have to hire a team to do that. Yeah. So I think I would like to consider doing that if this podcast ever becomes actually popular.
Yes.
If this podcast ever takes off, and you guys want to see more like that, I would absolutely consider doing that. I think like, if this podcast on YouTube at least does 10,000 views on average a video, like every single episode,
Don't you usually?
then I will
Kind of.
Huh?
Do you usually hit that mark?
Depends on the subject.
Oh,
I
got
think
it.
the first I think the first episode we got more views, and then certain episodes it's less views. I would like stable numbers, like stable. We have 10,000 people who watch this on an average basis. Then I would consider investing into that setup. So yeah, I also realized, especially like I was thinking about the way I listen to podcasts. Like even if it's on YouTube. Like, for example, I try to listen to podcasts over on streaming platforms like Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Just because I can leave a review and contribute to their podcasting numbers. But, for example, like ProZD, I listen to his podcast on YouTube, and he has nothing on his screen. Like, literally, on the video, it's just like an image like that he throws up, like a JPEG of... Like, he got art done of his podcast, right? So he has like an album cover, and then he just uploads that, and then a photo of whoever he's interviewing, and then the number of the podcast, and then that's it. And it's real simple. And I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, like, nobody. It's a podcast with no video element. Nobody cares what the video looks like if it's gonna be still images,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
Like I would get like way too fancy with it. I would like put like a blurred background, and then I'd put like all this text and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't matter. It's an audio podcast, know? So I feel like, yeah, especially like there are some people who probably just like pull the podcast up on their phone and then turn off their phone
and then do chores or whatever.
And yeah, exactly. And just have the audio playing. Right. And I feel like there might be more people doing that, especially with with Spotify, like removing so many.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
K-pop songs. Yeah. Aren't you a Spotify user?
I am a Spotify user.
So how has this affected you? Because I'm very curious, because I'm in the Apple ecosystem. I have an iPhone. I've got iPads.
And I'm in the Samsung ecosystem.
Yeah. So naturally, I use Apple Music. So this did not affect me. How did this affect you?
Well, actually, when it happened, like, I've been on and off listening to Korean music in general, because I've been listening to more like American, like indie pop. So like when this happened,
you're a traitor.
No, I jumped back and
you betrayed Korea. How dare you? We trust it. No, I'm just kidding.
So I was listening to that, but I did see like on Twitter, all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's all gone. And I was like, what's gone? So I look on, and a lot of the playlists that I listen to, like the R&B one or the hip hop, because I think it affected more of like those solo artists, R&B artists that got taken down. So
what do you mean?
Because like there was like, let's see who got affected. I know IU got some of her stuff got taken down. Epic High,
yeah,
their like newest album got taken down, but they were able to resolve it. So it's his most recent.
Well, a bunch of K-pop groups got taken down. Most K-pop groups, apparently.
Oh,
right.
Not. I feel. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I feel like so I don't have Spotify, so I can't check like are JYP artists on there?
Yeah, they're still on there. I don't think they got affected.
Yeah, so I think what it is apparently the issue is, I think, Kakao M.
Yeah.
So I think anyone under Kakao M
got distributed under them. Yeah.
Yeah. So the companies that are going to be okay are companies that distribute their own music. JYP distributes their own music. SM, I think, might distribute their own music. If that confuses you, the difference between a label and a distributor, basically a label is the one that makes the song, and the distributor, their job is to basically get it out everywhere else.
Yeah.
And then handle like the legalese and the copyright of all of that. And not all music companies handle that on their own, especially because like the smaller the company, they definitely do not handle that. The bigger companies, they might, because they could have their own in-house team, and it would be cheaper and it would be less complicated for them to deal with it themselves. As a quote unquote, I hate using this word, reactor. I hate that word because that's not a, I don't know. It doesn't sound good. But as a reactor, every time I react to something, I get hit with a copyright notice, which isn't a bad thing. A copyright notice just means that, okay, ads are being placed on your video, and those ads are going to whoever claimed your video. And it's usually whoever is the distributor of the copyrighted music. So with a lot of small groups, like I will get copyright notices not from like their label, but I'll get it from usually KCON or CJENM Entertainment or whatever, etc., etc. So yeah. So then I mean, for a lot of people, it sounds like a giant purge.
Yeah. I remember seeing people how like their whole, what was it, R&B hip hop playlist got cut in half because most of them got taken down from Spotify. But yeah, Epic High was able to re-upload their album back onto Spotify, but then they I think they lost the streams, the numbers.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
It is.
You know, not to kind of rub it in the nose of people who use Spotify, but I actually did call this a couple of years ago. People asked like, why don't you use Spotify? Why don't you use Spotify? One, I prefer having everything in one ecosystem, but Spotify's not available in Korea. And because I've dealt with like legalese and copyright and stuff like that. And the thing is, when Apple Music was first introduced into Korea, so when iPhones basically were making the move and were getting more popular in Korea, Apple Music also was stripped of most of its K-pop library.
Oh.
And this was way back when. Back when they were like, you know, right now there's a new group debuting like literally every week, you know? And so, you know, this was back in the time when like K-pop was still getting popular, but it was not the kind of like juggernaut that it is right now, where there's so much music right now, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like back in the day, not too many people made waves. And also the problem right now is also KCON. KCON has formed like this conglomerate almost, where KCON owns too much of everything. And so this deal only fell apart with KCON, which is why only KCON artists are affected. With Apple Music, it also like there back then, KCON did not exist. This big conglomerate of music did not exist in Korea. And so there was less of a hassle to deal with, and less artists got taken down. And they didn't get taken down in mass like this. Or sometimes it would just be like certain albums that disappeared. And, you know, this was something I said, like, you know, if Spotify ever does go to Korea, because people were talking about how they wanted Spotify in Korea, or like, why isn't Spotify in Korea? Or like, why don't Korean artists care about Spotify numbers? I'm like, well, you know, if it ever gets to Korea, it's gonna be a while before it's good.
Yeah.
Because like all the legalese and the contracts are gonna it's gonna get complicated, and then the Korean companies are also not gonna want Spotify in Korea. So then there's gonna be a whole battle there. And so it's gonna be like a couple years before like Spotify gets good again for those people. So, you know, I don't know what people are going to do. Well, I do know what people are going to do. People are just going to go to YouTube.
I know. I saw a lot of people like, well, looks like I'm going to YouTube Music.
Yeah, like literally just like get YouTube Premium, support my videos.
Yes.
And also like just like turn on the music video and then boom, just play it in the background. But it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's annoying, and it's not, you know, like easy to just like get access to a song or whatever. And it's always nice to just have playlists in general. Yeah. Oh, but Quinn.
Yes.
What have you been up to?
What have I been up to during this whole quarantine? It's almost been a year.
Yeah, I don't. Do you remember when was the last time we saw each other? I don't even remember.
Stray Kids concert. That was definitely the last time I saw you in person.
Was that the last time we saw each other?
I think so. Wow, in person was Stray Kids, which was February, I think.
It's almost, well, I mean, it's been
over a year
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, over a year now. Wow. Yeah, that was definitely pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pre-pandemic. Ooh,
which is weird
wow,
because
the
I
Stray
feel
Kids
like I
concert.
always saw you like at least once a month because there's always a concert going on.
Yeah,
So we'd
yeah.
always see
If
each
you guys
other.
have ever been to like a yeah, if you guys have ever been to a K-pop concert, basically Quinn is just the person that I always brought. Quinn was like if I ever had an extra ticket or like if I like it, or it like if I get access to a concert, I always try to get extra badges. One, because I want my friends to come along, and two, I could always use help like during a shoot or
Yeah.
whatever. So like Quinn was always my go-to. Quinn was always like the very first again, I think this also like comes down to like a
responsibility.
Yeah, I've had situations where you bring somebody to a shoot and then I've had people who act a little too inappropriately in terms of like you don't act a certain way around celebrities, which is basically you don't act like a fan
Yeah.
around celebrities.
Gotta act professional,
And
especially when I go with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like, of course, I'm
Yeah,
like
like-
fangirling in my head, but I'm like, okay, this is professional.
Right. If it's like a if it's like a
environment,
work
yeah.
thing. Yeah, exactly. If it's like a work thing, you never like fangirl or fanboy. And the go-to thing that you don't ever say, and you can only say this if you're a manager or if you're in charge, or an agent or whatever, which is can I take a photo with you? You never say that to an artist on a shoot. Like it's super unprofessional. Taking a photo, like it falls under like kind of like fan service type of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not what they're there to do. They're here for a professional shoot on a professional job. So that's also like you sometimes, like, I feel like we're that kind of buffer for me as well. Or like I like to have that kind of buffer of like someone who will ask the artist to take a photo instead of me. Because one, I usually don't care about that or think about that. But it would be like good promotion, right? Something to tweet or put on Instagram.
Yeah.
And like that's not something I think about. But like that's what managers do then. That's when the manager is like, hey, can you two take a photo, whatever, so we can put it on Instagram or whatever. Like that is less fan servicey, and that's also work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a different thing rather than like, I won't say their name, but it was actually a concert that you were invited to as well. But somebody else that I brought, they were like, oh, do you think I could get a photo with blah blah blah? And the moment they even like said that out loud, I was like, oh my god, I can never invite this person to another shoot ever again. Just because, like, even wondering if you could do that, if you have to wonder if you can do that on a shoot, that is unprofessional. Like that's just like, oh no. But basically, if you have ever seen a tiny little brunette Asian girl like trailing next to me at concerts, that's Quinn.
Yep. That is me.
Yeah. What's the last concert we went to then? Was it Stray
Yeah,
Kids?
that was Stray Kids.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Was that the last concert you went to?
That was because the other concert I was supposed to go to in 2020 was Eric Nam. That was like
Yeah.
March 18th, I think, for LA. I know he had 2 stops in LA. There was a Thursday one and then Saturday. I had work on Thursday, so I couldn't go to that one. So I was like really excited for that Saturday one. But like that week before, that was kind of like when COVID was, no, it was already kind of getting serious in America, but California has not shut down yet.
Yeah.
So like
California shut down on the 16th.
Yeah. So Eric's team was like kind of just updating everyone on Twitter and whatnot. They're like, we're going to just keep trying. We're not going to cancel just yet. We're going to see how it goes. But then, we got like the official lockdown like the Wednesday. So he couldn't even do his Thursday concert. So he couldn't even perform in California. So I was so bummed because I was like, I want to see Eric Nam live. He seems like a really fun performer. But that was...
Yeah, and he's such a unique singer too.
Yeah.
Eric Nam. His voice, I feel really bad all the time because I feel like Eric Nam deserves to be more famous than he is as a singer. And it just like, I feel like I don't know why there's no audience there for his music. In the sense that like just like there's no big audience there, right?
Yeah.
Like either in the American music realm or in the Korean music realm, right? To the point where like he is not making a living off of music, you know?
Yeah.
He's making a living off of being like an entrepreneur, you know? And I feel like imagine like, and that's why like Eric Nam has an album like once every, you know, in a blue moon, you know? And I'm always, you know, I'll definitely like admit I'm definitely guilty because I don't check out Eric Nam stuff until like way later it comes out, and I love
They're
them
so
every
good.
single time.
Yeah, all his albums are very good.
That album he did, the one like the Potion album.
Yes.
That whole album is so good. It's so phenomenal. There's this one song. I think there's actually an American, well, not American, but like there's a full English song that he has on that album. I forget what it's called.
Don't Call Me?
Is it Don't Call Me? Or is it This Is
Oh
Not
yeah, This
a
Is
Love
Not
Song?
a love song, yeah.
This Is Not a Love Song is so good. Eric Nam is basically like, he's kind of like Korean Charlie Puth, you know?
Ooh, yeah.
He's like Korean Shawn Mendes. He makes like their type of music. You know what I mean? But you know, in Korean K-pop. But so underrated. Oh man. Oh wow, what the heck? That's weird.
What?
So I just had a video that got blocked. And it's for God7's Encore. Whoa.
Did you already
That's really weird.
You uploaded that yet?
Well, I uploaded it and it just got blocked. No, sorry. It's blocked in some countries.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
So it was claimed by WMG. That might be Warner Media Group. I can't confirm, but it's blocked in like very odd specific countries. It's blocked in Cuba, Iran, Syria, and can you guess the last country that it's blocked in?
So far all those seem more like Middle Eastern countries, kind of, right?
I'm gonna tell you, it's not a Middle Eastern country.
Oh.
It's an Asian country. Well, it's an East Asian country.
East. My geography is very bad. I don't think that helped.
It's one of the more famous East Asian countries. Prominent.
China? Is that East Asian?
No. Well, first of all, YouTube in general is blocked in China.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah.
India?
It's no. It's blocked in North Korea.
Oh.
I don't think there's like a big God7. I don't think there's like a big Agase following in North Korea. Do you?
I have no idea. Wait, I didn't realize there was YouTube in North Korea. Is there?
That's my question. Is
there
even YouTube in North Korea for this video to be specifically blocked in North Korea?
Because I would assume there's a lot of things not allowed over there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm honestly curious. I wonder if the average North Korean citizen, if they even get internet, let alone YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Right? So, but shout out to I guess if there are any, and if any are disappointed, shout out to any disappointed North Korean viewers in my audience who apparently cannot access God7's Encore. Sorry, I don't control that. But speaking of GOT7, I actually just watched their Encore music video.
Okay, so you haven't uploaded for the public yet.
No.
Okay, I was like, I didn't see it. I don't remember
No,
tweeting about it yet.
No. I was just uploading
Okay.
it to like schedule.
Yeah.
To schedule it. But I just watched that video, and I gotta say, I was pretty skeptical about this whole GOT7 is still gonna be 7.
Yeah.
After leaving, because like there are cases of other groups where the members all split up and go to different labels, and have any of them come back together? No, right? Like I feel like it's just the things say it's just a thing companies say or groups or members say to kind of string people along, to kind of keep their loyalty. But after watching the Encore music video, I was like, oh shit, God7's actually gonna make a comeback together.
Yeah.
Like if there's any group that
It would
that,
be
that
them.
there is actually, yeah, if there's any group that there is actual hope for that for, it would be God7. And I think maybe weekend music show stages might be a little unrealistic. Because like, they don't have a Korean company and whatnot. But I think at least more music in the future is a possibility.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more of a possibility with them than with any other group I've seen previous.
Yeah.
Like it's honestly, it's monumental. Yeah, I mean, you're a God7 fan,
I am,
right?
yes. Been to like two concerts, I think.
I was about to ask, were you at the 2018 concert?
Was that
The one that was like it was on like a July. It was
yes, that was
the year
2019.
where their Spinning Top album
that was
came
2019.
out.
I went with a couple of
was
our
that
other friends,
2019?
with the other girls, yeah.
I'm so annoyed because that concert was the same weekend as KCON New York.
Right.
And
yeah.
I really wanted to go to God7's concert. And this is before I actually even got into God7. Like I got into God7 after listening to their Spinning Top album. Because that album, oh my god, that album's amazing. But I actually hadn't listened to that album at that point, even though it had come out. And then I went to New York. I did my whole thing at KCON. And I was like, yeah, because, I can't ditch KCON, right?
Yeah.
It would look bad. And then I think a couple months later, I did a listening party for God7's Spinning Top album. And I regretted every decision I've ever made in my life. Honestly, like, I don't know if I should say this publicly or loudly on a podcast, but fuck CJENM. I would totally ditch KCON if it meant seeing God7 in concert one more time. Like, I will literally move the heavens and earth if they ever have a concert again. Nothing is stopping me. I swear to you, Quinn. I want to see them in concert so badly. I want to see them so badly. Oh my god. They have, oh my god, their music is so amazing. They have just some of the best singable songs. Like literally 2019 was the year of God7 for me.
Yeah.
Like the second half of 2019, all I did was listen to God7. I specifically, the only other artist I've ever done this for is 17. I specifically have a playlist of only their music. Like,
did you just add all their albums onto it and just repeat? No.
Like specific songs that I like on repeat. Specific songs that I like on repeat, I put on this playlist. And let me pull that up just because I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, what's the songs? I still have it. And whenever I'm in the mood, and this is the exact order that I have to listen to it, by the way. Like, it's a whole musical journey whenever I listen to it, which is start off with Face.
Ooh.
Then Enough. Then The End. By the way, The End, one of my favorite songs of all time. It's so, oh my god, it hits me so differently.
Which album is that?
And the Spinning Top one. It's the one that Youngjae wrote.
Oh, okay.
The one that goes na 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 good 끝을 향해 가고 있어. That's the one. And then Page. Page is in the middle of the playlist because you need a mid playlist banger. Page is one of my favorite God7 songs. My god, then that's the song that I really want to see performed live. Like, I feel like with every artist, there are songs where you're like, but I want to see this specific song performed live, and that's Page for me. And then You Calling My Name.
Ooh.
God, that comeback was amazing. Pray is such a good song. Mark Twain, just, oh my goodness. And then Runaway.
Ooh.
Runaway's the last
all
song.
Good
Runaway.
Songs.
Yeah, Runaway's my favorite God7 song at this point. It's amazing. But yeah, I totally regret Like, honestly, I'm gonna be very honest. Even like before all of this, before knowing that GOT7 was gonna just leave JYP, and we might not have a concert for a long time, or if ever, even before all of that, if I had listened to that Spinning Top album before I had gone to KCON New York,
You would have said, I'm
I
not
would have
declined your invitation.
Oh yeah, I would have definitely chosen the concert. That is how good. That is how good the music is with GOT7. Like, I would have chosen the concert over my relationship with KCON, which at this point is non-existent anymore, because when are we ever going to have a KCON again?
Maybe
right?
2022. Because by then, vaccines should have rolled out for everyone, I would hope.
Yeah. 2022.
Because that's more than a year now, right? Yeah. That'd be over a year. So hopefully by then everyone has gotten vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell you, all K-pop company, all K-pop concert companies, the concert throwing companies, they're all shuttled till 2022 as well.
Ooh.
There are no plans for K-pop concerts in 2021.
I feel like concerts in general should not be held until next year anyways.
Yeah, which is like a double-edged sword, because I feel like, I remember I think end of 2019, I was at a point where I'm like, this is too many concerts.
Yeah.
Like, I need a break. I need to save money, because, luckily and gratefully, you and I, we majorly did not pay for any tickets. But going to a concert is still, it costs money somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like paying for parking, and then usually we do like a dinner afterwards, and it's just, and it's time, and it's time, and it's taxing, it's physically exhausting.
Because driving in LA is not fun. That is like
and
crazy.
And while you and I, we worked behind stages and stuff, from the K-pop fan perspective, not only did they pay for tickets, they also like waited in line for hours, right? Especially if you have like a ground floor
like
ticket,
P1,
it's like first come first serve. So I know, like, I remember seeing a lot of comments in 2019 where like, oh, I wish people would stop going on tour so I could save some money, my wallet, blah blah blah, right? And then instead of less concerts, it was just straight up no concerts.
I know.
And now I'm looking back on it fondly, and I'm just like, oh, I fucked up. I should have appreciated it while it was here. And I realized how fleeting and temporary it really was.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because missed out on Eric Nam, and I missed out on Everglow. Everglow was, I think, the week after Eric Nam. I had a collab planned with Everglow.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Idol as well.
Mm-hmm.
I had Idol was doing a US tour. I was ready to sink all of my money into every stop. There are very few groups I would go to every stop for, and Luna and Idol is one of them. Like, Idol is not even like one of my favorite groups, but I watched Idol perform live at KCON New York. They are one of the best live performers I've ever seen. Like, their music, that is, not them as like people or whatever, but like their music is literally written to be like performed live. Like, it's chilling. If anybody knows the song Senorita, that shit I got chills watching them perform Senorita live. Or like Uh-Oh was so much more fun in person. Like they have a lot of gravitas, they have a lot of like stage presence, especially for girls, right? They're so badass. And like, a lot of girls talk about like, oh, queen this or queen that, right? But like, I feel like Idol, especially like that concept they did with Lion, like they really like kind of embody that kind of queen energy that I really liked. And I had a potential collab in the works with Idol as well. And then, the pandemic happened, and Idol just straight up canceled their entire tour. That's so depressing.
I know. I was so excited for the concerts like all 2020. I feel like 2020 there would have been a lot of groups coming over.
Oh yeah, Luna was supposed to. It was never publicly announced, but Luna was supposed to do a concert sometime in 2020. I'm so depressed.
I know.
Were there any other shows that that were canceled?
Not
That were like publicly announced?
I can't remember now, but I think there were a couple. But yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, well, I guess you might not be as into them, but there was a disbandment news today. Group by the name of One Team disbanded.
Oh.
Very unfortunate. I really liked One Team.
Wait, that's today?
Following-
That just came out today, the news?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I have not seen that yet.
Either came out today or yesterday. Well, also like they're a really small group.
No,
They're a
I think
really
I
small
listened to a
group.
couple of their songs.
Yeah, I loved their last song, Oledi Koledi, but like they were such a niche group in like a very small company, and just I got to meet them too, and like they're so nice, and it just didn't work out, and the group's disbanding, and just makes me really sad.
Oh, okay. I was looking
Man.
it up. ATs and Monster X were supposed to come 2020.
Oh yeah, AT's had oh my god, AT's was doing a stadium tour. Remember?
Yeah.
They were supposed to perform at the Forum.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then Prudential Center in the East Coast, and yeah, they had some big
Yeah. Wait, AT's and who?
Monster X, and it looks like NCT 127 was supposed to come too.
Oh, interesting. NCT 127. See, that's a show I'd like to go to.
Yeah.
Now.
Wait, did they perform 2019? Right? I don't think
AT's?
No, NCT.
Oh, NCT. They were either 2019 or 2018.
Yeah, I was like, I should have gone because I remember people talking about Taeyong's solo or whatever that was mind blowing or whatnot. I was like, ooh, I want to watch that performance.
I'm actually glad I haven't seen them live yet, because now I have a song that I definitely want to see them perform live. One is Kick It.
Oh,
I have to see them perform
I
Kick
do
It
too.
live.
Yeah.
Kick It is so good. And that came out after the tour. But also another song that came out after the tour, Superhuman. I got to see Superhuman live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like hear like those Michael Jackson riffs in the background going, yeah, Superhuman.
Yes.
Like I got to see that live. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I want to watch like their choreo live because all of their choreo look so hard.
Oh yeah, it's very hard hitting, very badass. I also want to. I also like NCT is also, I feel like, in my opinion, a very performance based group. After having seen them live, I didn't realize how much so. Like, for example, I don't like the song Fire Truck. I don't like it. There's a couple people that don't like it because it's like it's not very melodic. It's very beat focused, a little hip hop heavy. And I never liked Fire Truck, not one bit. And then I saw them perform it at, I think it was KCON New York, when it was in like New Jersey or whatever. I saw them perform Fire Truck, and I was like, this song's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my god, this song was meant to like
watch you have to see it live.
Yeah. There are some songs that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but there are some songs where they write it with performance in mind.
Yeah.
And so literally some songs might sound boring if you listen to it, just without lyrics and like just the audio. And some songs are meant to be like, you got to see the performance.
Yep.
Yeah. What's your favorite? I mean, we're just reminiscing live concert at this point, but what's your favorite song that it's different live that you've seen personally? Like, this is a song that just live, you got to hear it live.
I feel like DaySix, is it I Need Somebody? I feel like just
I need
DaySix
somebody.
live is the best experience just because you hear all the instruments.
Well, I think we're gonna give a couple My Days a little envy when we say this, but it's not just that Day6 is better live. There's also a qualifier to that. Day6 is even better in Korea. Like,
yes, true.
like their Korean concerts are way better live than their American concerts. Like, I mean, I still remember it to this day. Like, do you remember when we went? So when Quinn and I were in Korea, that was the end of 2017.
Yeah.
We I told Jay I was coming, and he got us tickets. And we went to their Christmas Eve show, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we went to their show.
Wait, no. We went on Christmas. Christmas Eve was the Rose.
Yeah. Christmas Eve, yeah. We went to the Rose, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's what it was. Yeah. On Christmas Day, we went to their
Best Christmas.
Yeah. What a Christmas, right? But I still remember the opening. Like, it sits in my mind. It haunts me in my dreams. Do you remember like the purple laser lights?
Yeah.
From the sides, and then like it like one spotlight coming down on Jay when he says his first line, and then the spotlight switches over to like I don't know what
was it. Sungjin?
Who's next?
One Pill.
Is it One Pill, right? 사라져 na 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 na. That's One Pill, right? I think that's
Yes.
One Pill. But it does all their solo parts, and then it keeps like the spotlight keeps changing, and then it's not until the chorus that like it reveals the whole band and like drops the curtain, and like all the fireworks go on display for an opening, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was such an epic opening, and that song came out that year, I Need Somebody. And
because that was during their
that
like
was-
Everyday Six project.
Yeah, that was, you're right.
That's why we really wanted to go that year. Like, that was like
yeah.
the like, what was it? We wanted to go because Everyday Six project, and then Jay was like, if you guys get a plane ticket, I'll hook you guys up. And we're like, okay, we're booking our ticket. We gotta go.
Yeah. Because what it was I went to a DaySix concert. They did an American show.
Yeah, that year
at
too.
at the La
Yeah.
that year at the La Mirada Theater, and I went to that show as a guest for Jay, and then I met with him backstage after, and he was like really disappointed in himself at the time, and he was like really down on himself, and he thought like the show wasn't good. He felt like he was really nervous because, you know, he was performing, you know, in his home country, and like I think it was his first time performing in America.
Yeah, that was
too,
their
right?
first tour in America.
Yeah, and it's such a small room too, but just I think that pressure, right? That pressure of, oh, all eyes are kind of on me, you know, because everyone else is from Korea, well, except, you know, Young K.
Well, I think he is from Korea. He was born in Korea, Young K.
Sure. But there was all this added pressure for Jay, and so he was really down on himself. And then he's just like, no, man, the Korean shows are like way better or whatever. And then he's like, if you ever come to Korea, like, I'll hook you up. And then just like a couple months later, I was like, hey, so I'm going to go to Korea. And that was actually like the big push for me too on going to Korea. Like wanting to see DaySix live.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, you know what it was? And for me, it's a different DaySix song that you have to see live. It was a video that Jay had actually shown me when we were hanging out. He showed me a video. He was trying to describe the energy of their Korean shows, and he showed me this fan cam that someone had filmed of them performing "Sing Me."
Oh yes,
and
that's usually their closer, right?
Yeah, and I saw that, and it blew my mind, and it just gives me chills. Like the way like everyone is singing the lyrics together, and especially if you're Korean, the lyrics that they're shouting out is "절대로 날 잊지 말아줘, 날 간직해줘." It's like, please don't ever forget me. Please hold on to me. Like, remember my name. until you're like your very last breath or some shit like that. So these are like very sad, almost depressing, very bittersweet lyrics, and everyone is shouting it.
Yeah.
And I just got like chills.
It's crazy
And
energy.
crazy energy, and experiencing that live at their concert. Oh my God. I literally thought I died at the end. Like just like that encore performance
Yeah.
of them performing. It's just like, it's so mind blowing. It's so mind blowing. And you know, the DaySix concerts just in Korea are so different compared to their American ones. It's like a party. I mean, like all K-pop concerts are. Like if you are someone who regularly does the American K-pop circuit and you've never done Korea, trust me, go to one Korean concert. Oh my goodness. You have no idea.
Yeah.
You like Korea's on such another level.
Because there's like more restrictions here, probably too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like stuff like safety and like bullshit like that. But you know, I kind of have like this little fantasy. It's both a fantasy and like, you know, it's not really gonna happen, but also maybe. I kind of want to live in Korea for like 2 years.
Ooh.
Like a year or two. And just like during that time, there's a lot of things I want to do. I want to see all of Korea. Like I want to like go on trips in Korea and like leave Seoul alone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I want to like go to the countryside, go to the beach, go to the water, go to like these small towns, like the stuff you see in like variety shows, especially because like I am Korean American and I was born in Korea. And so like I have this like almost like this need to like this cultural need to go on like a cultural pilgrimage to my homeland and like view the beauty that like my homeland has to offer, but also and during that time also like eat a shit ton of good food.
Yes.
And also just go to a shit ton of K-pop concerts.
I would do that if I was there for a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I would just want to just go crazy. I mean, would you do that? Would you ever consider doing that? Or is that not a realistic
For me, I don't
thing
know if
for
it's
you?
realistic just because my job is coaching and I can't really do that remotely. You know, I have to be like on the ice to do that. Like I could probably do like
Sure.
a month in Korea,
Sure.
which is pretty much kind of what. No, I did like 2.5 weeks when we went to Korea.
Oh, you did two
We
and a
did
half
2
weeks?
months, yeah. Well, because I had school.
I did 2
Yeah,
months.
I had school still.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
I think Toby went for a little over 3
Toby
weeks.
might have been like, yeah.
Because her winter break started before mine, and she left like right
Yeah.
away. My winter break started
Yeah.
like a week after.
Yeah.
So yeah, I stayed for like 2.5. But yeah, I don't think I could
I mean,
stay for
if,
2
if
years.
coaching's, if money's the issue, I mean, I'm sure you could find money somewhere else,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Although I believe you're not allowed to work, depending on the visa you get. So so basically you can get either a work visa, which would be hard because basically you need a Korean company to sponsor
Yeah.
you, right? And like, why would they bother hiring someone from another country, right?
Mhm.
When they could just, and deal with all the complicated visa stuff. But on the alternate side, there is a special visa for foreigners that lasts exactly a year. And it's
Ooh.
called and it's like a special tourist visa, which will allow you to stay in Korea for a year. You can stay for a year, but you are not allowed to work. Like that's a special condition. Like you're not allowed to, like the idea behind it is like you can't take a job away from another Korean citizen who needs a job, but if you do want to work, then you just apply for a work visa, right? But then that gets a little bit more complicated. So like you could do it if you ever, I guess, saved up money.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I just, because I'm Korean, I have like more of an attachment to staying a little bit longer. And like I want to I was actually planning to go to Korea last year. Before the whole pandemic thing happened. I was really hoping the pandemic would be over by the end of the year. Remember when things were closing down?
Yeah.
March 16th,
Uh-huh.
where we were like, yeah, it's gonna be till the end of March, and then they were like, okay, no, it's just gonna be
The
till the end
summer
of
or
April.
something.
Yeah, it went from end of April to May to, oh, this might be the rest of summer, and then now
No,
we're in
it's a whole year
February.
now.
Oh,
It's
we're not even
March.
February. We're
It's
in March.
March
Yeah,
now.
it's been a whole year of quarantine, and it's so crazy. But I really wanted to go to Korea for Christmas. I wanted to. A big influence for this also was because of my partner. I wanted to go for Christmas and then stay until the new year.
Ooh.
And then I wanted to do Christmas in Seoul because that sounds romantic as fuck. And then New Year's Eve in like Jeju
Ooh,
Island.
yeah. I want to go to
Yeah.
Jeju.
Oh, Jeju's so good. Have you ever been?
No, because
You never. You've
you
never been,
went
right?
with Rania like 2 weeks
Yeah.
before like any of us came. Because you guys,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys both
Oh.
stayed for like 2 months, right?
Yeah.
You guys went before us, and I was like, oh, I'm so jealous.
Jeju
And I was
was so
in
good.
California taking finals while you guys got like what, an Airbnb?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, I
Yes.
am jealous.
Yeah. It was an Airbnb, but it was like in a hotel,
Yeah.
motel type of thing. Oh my god, the views there, literally, it's scary how peaceful it is.
Mhm.
Like literally, like I would sit on the balcony and I would look out at the ocean and I would literally get an existential crisis because of like, I'm like, what am I doing with my life that I can't see this view every single day? Like, this is such a simple life. I should just move here to Jeju and fucking set up my life here. Like, I would just like go into a panic because of how beautiful it was.
Yeah.
But I actually went to Korea. Was it 2019? Yeah, I went to Korea in 2019. And I was like, I mean, this is basically tradition for me. I have to go to Jeju every time I go to Korea. And I went with Briss and X Celeste.
Oh, right. I was going to say, wait, who
And-
did you go with during that? Okay, I remember this trip now.
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah. Desi was supposed to go, but again, Desi straight up didn't go. He straight up did not. He straight up bought a plane ticket and
He
did
didn't
not
go?
go. Yeah, he bought a plane
Oh,
ticket
my
and
God.
he didn't go. He's fucking ridiculous. Anyways, so I convinced everyone, you guys have to visit Jeju-do. You guys have to go. And then Roseanne, aka X Celeste, she is a crazy kind of. I think she would be a really good manager / agent type of person, because she got us like a weird hookup where we got to stay at this resort in Jeju. It's called like the Shore at Jeju
Okay.
or something like that. It was like, I mean, like we walked in. It was only me and Briss at the time. Roseanne was elsewhere. Well, she flew in. Sorry, she flew in like I think like an hour later or something. But me and Briss walked in, and like literally, there's like a freaking botanical garden the moment you walk in, and like the whole like I have pictures on my Instagram if people want to see it, but it was crazy, right? It's like the stuff you see in movies, and Briss and we went to our rooms, and we had really nice rooms. But it was like a standard hotel room type of thing, like a one room, and then there's a balcony. But then Briss and we looked up and like we see like there's like penthouses and stuff. And we were like, I wonder how much it would cost, because we were only there for like I think 2 nights.
Yeah.
So we were like, I wonder how much it would cost if we just kind of like, if we kind of just like, we got these rooms for free anyways, right? So what happens if we just like ball out and like upgrade to the like the VIP room or whatever, right? And we were considering like, oh, like maybe we could split it, you know? We could share the room. It was like $700
Really?
a night. Yeah, a night. And we were just like, oh, no, never mind. Like, absolutely not. But this place, I would love to go again. Like, this place was amazing. And it was right by the water. Oh, my God. It was incredible.
Yeah, I miss
You know-
traveling. I want to travel.
Oh, I miss traveling. Oh, my God. I miss traveling like crazy. I do still occasionally go out.
Yeah, but it's like road trip,
On-
right? Like I want to go
Yeah,
out of the
yeah.
country kind of travel.
Oh, yeah. Man, I was really hoping last summer that the pandemic would lighten up so that I could throw a barbecue party. I've been wanting to throw a barbecue party for a hot minute,
Mm-hmm.
and I really wanted to throw a barbecue party because I don't know. I think I'm a little I'm a little obsessed with hosting. I'm really into hosting.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we had that small Christmas party
Mhm.
in 2018 or something like that.
Yes.
And then
I think
had my New Year's had my New Year's party, which if you think about it, my New Year's
Was that
party,
2020? That was 2020,
yes,
right?
that
Oh
was
my
the
gosh.
2020 party. What a party.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Right before a pandemic year, right?
Yeah.
It was almost I threw that party as like a party to end all parties type of party. That was the idea behind it, right? You know, the scale and the
Yeah.
massiveness and all
It
the
was a
drink
nice
and
venue.
like all of that. Yeah, it was a nice venue, and like that's why I threw that party. And it literally was like the last big party anyone ever went to.
Yeah.
Like it was oh, it's ridiculous. But um I'm really hoping by this summer we could all be vaccinated.
I think so. Because isn't the plan
Or-
for at least California, everyone should have been vaccinated by the end of May?
I hope so. I don't know what it is, but I'm trying to get a house right now.
Mm.
And my idea, like whatever place I do wind up getting, is like it needs a pool and it needs a barbecue area.
Yeah.
And I am throwing a freaking summer barbecue party either at my new place or I am gonna rent an Airbnb at like in Palm Springs or something. And I'm gonna invite everyone we know, and we're gonna throw
pool party?
freaking a pool barbecue party, like a 2-day extravaganza type thing, right? Like at night it'll be more of like a focused pool party. And then in the daytime it'll be like a little bit of a pool party, but also like a barbecue cookout type of situation. Like you know me, I'm a very introverted person.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Insane.
apparently people find that very surprising about me.
Because we're
I
both
think it's
kind of
probably-
like social introverts, aren't we?
Yeah, which is what the fuck does that
I
even
don't know.
mean,
You
right?
called
A
me that
social
once, and I was like,
introvert.
oh, I've never heard that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, no, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But I just feel like the term is such an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Like it cancels it cancels itself.
Well, because
out, but,
like introvert just means you get like your energy staying like at home kind of thing, right?
yeah,
It doesn't necessarily
you
mean
You
shy.
prefer to, you prefer to stay in and stuff like that. And like I think that's the mistake most people make about introverts. I think people think introversion is like, oh, like I don't like talking to people and I'm really shy and stuff like that, which that is true.
Yeah.
I don't like talking to people, and I guess the only thing is that I'm not shy, and you're not shy.
Yeah.
Which is surprising. I feel
Well,
like
it just takes me. It like depends on the people that I'm hang out with. I guess I'll start to open up more. But if not, like I feel like I can
but
be.
even even like meeting someone for the first time, I feel like you're not shy. I feel like you're just generally not a shy person. You might not be as like more open, but I feel like just in general, you're not a shy person.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Yeah,
not. You're not super quiet.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even characterize you as a quiet person either. But you're not loud either. I feel like you're a mix between. You're like right in between loud and quiet, leaning more towards quiet. And I feel like, anyways, that was a weird tangent, but I largely like to stay inside and like I don't like hanging out with people and stuff like that. This past year has really, really shown me that I thought I could live like a hermit. I cannot.
You're
live
like
like
I
a
need to
hermit.
see people.
I need occasional social
Yes.
interaction. Yes. Like it's not a lot, but like once a month. Like
yeah, you do need
or-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, once a week. Like I don't know. Like just like go to lunch with somebody. Just throw a party. You know. Something. I need something. Like I think one of my problems with the pandemic is that part of my introversion is like when I go out, I'm like always exhausted when I come home. right?
Yeah.
And so I stay home to rest, technically, to rest my energy, to refill. Technically, even though I'm always working, I'm always home. So my energy is always charged, right?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like my problem stems from I have nowhere to expend that energy. And it's just getting frustrating.
Because you have what, 3 cats at home, and like it's not like they're dogs where you can just run with them and like kind of use that energy on them, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It'd be a different story if you had a dog or something.
Yeah, yeah. Although one of my cats is like a dog.
Really? Which one?
She's so weird. So I have a cat. She's a black and white cat. Her name's Astra.
Okay, Ash. Okay.
And she's so weird. First of all our cats are weird in the sense that like they generally all like to be touched, which not a lot of cats are like that. But something I learned from listening to other podcasts is like, if you want a social cat, get the cat when it's a baby and always hold it. Like always be holding it. Like just like, grab it, kind of grope it, like hold it in weird positions. Make your kitten used to the fact that this is a world where people just grab you and stuff,
Yeah.
And so with our kittens, we got them at like 3 months old, something like that. And we got them early. And like, I was like, and because of the pandemic, right? So I was home all the time. Any free chance I had, I was just playing with my cats constantly, right? And so now Astra, my other cats don't do this, but well, sometimes they're okay with it. But Astra, most of the time, like literally, like you can scratch her belly.
Ooh.
In fact, she wants it. Like literally, like I'll be stroking her, right? Like she's sitting next to me in bed, and so I'll start stroking her back, and then she's like, "Oh, you're touching me?" And then she turns around to look at me, and then she gets on her back with all four of her legs up.
You're like, give me a belly scratch.
Yeah, and then she wants me to scratch her belly, and then she just falls asleep like that. And like my cat is like always constantly like kneading into me and like always constantly just like drooling on me while I scratch her. Cause like, I don't know, she just loves being pet. She loves being pet. She loves sleeping with me. It's the best. It's like having a dog, but it's not, it's still not the same.
Yeah.
I have to resist the temptation to get a dog though.
Maybe when you move to a house.
That's going to be hard because I'm trying to do it like a creator house. And I don't want to like, if there's a dog in the house, it's kind of everybody's responsibility at that point, right? Even if it's my dog, like I don't want to force this dog responsibility onto other people. At least cats are relatively independent and self-cleaning and stuff like that, so it's not too much trouble. But yeah, we are nearing an hour and a half mark already.
Oh, that was fast.
So I feel like, yeah, it was fast. Yeah, time flies when you're having a conversation and you have someone you can bounce off of.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like, even though I am somebody that talks a lot, but occasionally I just need somebody to like talk to, it just makes it easier. So I'm glad you joined us, Quinn. It's made this.
Yes, I'm very happy to be back.
Yeah, it's a lot more of an entertaining experience. Guys, thank you for listening to the return of the Culture Study podcast. We will be back on a regular basis. New episodes will be every Monday. We're gonna kind of start these episodes off on Mondays so that you can start the week off with us, or you can choose to listen to the podcast anytime throughout the week. But thank you everyone for listening. If you are listening to this on YouTube and if you want to figure out some ways to support the podcast, consider subscribing to the podcast also on your podcasting platforms, whether that's Apple Music or Spotify. Subscribe to us. If you are on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. Leave us a 5-star review. If we get enough reviews and we get enough people listening, we can start trying to get sponsors as well. But thank you everyone for listening. We really appreciate it. And Quinn and I will see you next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.